All right, guess what, y'all? We are 6 weeks away from 2016, and I don't know about you, but I go through a whole plethora of emotions during this time of the year. I go through what I call um, stressful excitement. Um, it's stressful because the holidays are coming and you got to get your family gatherings together, gifts, um, cooking. You have your obligations for work, for church. My kids have programs going on. It's just it's the excitement, but it's just a stressful time just trying to get everything together in these last 6 weeks of the year. I also go through what I call um, the what is it called, like grateful sadness, and that is just feeling just sad about the loved ones that are no longer here, to celebrate the holidays, but at the same time being grateful that I have those memories, to think about. And it's a bittersweet time for a lot of people. And then the last thing that I go through is a semi-regretful reflection. And I say it's semi-regretful only because I'm further than where I started, but accomplishing my life goals sometimes just seems so far away. And so, sometimes we kind of reflect on the shoulda, coulda, wouldas of life, and it's just hard to get past the things that you could have did better, or you should have did this way or that way. And so, those are just all the emotions that I typically go through this time of the year. Another thing that I usually do is, because I keep journals, I write a lot, and I'll go through some of my journals toward the end of the year and just see, some of the things that have happened, good or bad, and just reflect on what's been going on in my life. And I came across an old journal from a couple years ago, and there was a program that I did that was inspired by Nichols. She is a motivational speaker, very talented woman. She has done a whole plethora of things as far as motivational speaking. And this particular program that she did was called From Breakdown to Breakthrough. And it was in Essence Magazine, June issue of 2013. She also did a web series, which I will put a link on. It was a 4-week web series that she did, but I kind of spaced it out and I turned it into like a 6-week program for myself, because as you know, anytime you're trying to make changes to yourself, changes in your life, it's better when you have baby steps. So for myself, it was just easier to do it that way. So what I would like to do in these last 6 weeks is I want to invite you all to just join me on this 6-week program From Breakdown to Breakthrough. And it's basically just dealing with those small issues that we kind of hinder ourselves. I know for me, sometimes I'm my own worst enemy. I'm my own worst critic. Other people will be standing in my corner, and I will, those things of self-doubt will come in, and it's just hard to overcome that sometimes. So, I think the program is very good. It's very positive, and it's about time for me to, go through it again, because there are things that I know I can do better on. So, let's just go ahead and get started. Like I said, it's a 6-week program. So I'm going to just give you some information week by week about what we're going to do for that week. We'll have our little homework. You guys can share with me, some of the things that you have, in response to the questions that, we're going to go through and things of that nature. And, we'll just do this together, because our main goal is we should always, especially as women, we should always want to support one another, because, we don't have time for all the hating and all the shade and all the other stuff. I mean, come on, we grown, okay? We are too grown, and life is too short to be bitter and mad and just, you know, throwing shade at somebody else. There's room out here for everybody to succeed, and there's no reason for us not to stand up and hold each other's hand and hold each other up in love and positivity. So that is, you know, the main goal that I have always had in, you know, the businesses that I have run, is I want women to remain positive, have, you know, your own self-confidence, and be able to share that love and spread that love to everyone else. So that being said, let's go ahead and get started with week 1. So what Miss Lisa Nichols did is she started off with 4 quadrants of life. The first one being business and finance, the second one love and relationships, the third one health and wellness, and then the fourth one spirituality. So what she asked the first week is for you to rate each area from 1 to 5, with 5 being the best. Ask yourself these questions. What breakthrough do I need for each section? For example, business and finance. For myself personally, I had a business that failed. It was up and running for 2 years, and I had to close the business after 2 years because it just was not getting the attention that it needed. I was not making enough money to keep it sustainable. And so when I got to the place where I could no longer pay the rent at my business, I had to close the doors. And so because of that, I lost a lot of self-confidence. Do I regret the business? No, not at all. I would have regretted it more had I not tried it. So I appreciate the life experience, most definitely. But I did lose a lot of self-confidence because it's hard when you have a passion for something and you see something and you have it in your hand and you just doing everything you can to make it successful, and then it still fails. It's hard to deal with failure. It really is. It's hard to face the fact that you have failed, especially somebody like me, where, I mean, not to brag, but things have always been kind of easy for me as far as like for school. I mean, I breezed through school. I breezed through college. You know, I've never had to drop a class. I've never had to retake a class. I've never failed a class. So, you know, as far as school is concerned, school was easy for me. As far as work, any job that I've ever really wanted, I've gotten it. So for me to have this thing that did not succeed really took me to a different place mentally. So, you know, I'm just trying to come back from that, trying to get myself together. So, personally, I probably will rate myself a 2 because I'm still, I guess, in a state of shock that it failed. So I'm trying to figure out, do I want to reopen the business? If I do, what will I do different? In that same scope of finances, because the business failed, I spent a lot of our savings. So I need to replenish our savings. So what can I do to change that? What can I do to make my life better on a personal level and get my savings back on track? And then I think I just answered, well, I didn't answer it yet, but what are you willing to do to change that is the next question that you have to ask yourself. What is it that you are willing to sacrifice? What is it that you're willing to accomplish? Set, you know, different goals for yourself. Okay, so if I was to say I want to reopen my business, I need to make some lists of things that I need to have done. Okay, by December, I need to have this done. By February, I need to have this done. Set a date of when the business is going to reopen. You know, those are the things that need to be established. And who am I in this season? What type of person am I right now? I guess I will call myself timid at this time because I'm kind of scared to to do it again. Is that who I was when I first opened a business? No, not at all. When I first opened my business, I was bold. I was sure. I was positive. And at this point, the person that I am in this season, I'm not really any of those things. So I need to make sure that I get myself back to that point. That's if I decide to go into that entrepreneur activity again. I have not yet decided that, but that's just for an example, just to let you know what type of things, what kind of questions you need to ask yourself. This is the time for you to, be very open and honest, and just make decisions based on what you want. So you want to make sure that you ask yourself those questions in each quadrant. Like I said, it's business and finance, love and relationships, health and wellness, and spirituality. So that is your homework for this week. Ask yourself those questions. I will link Lisa Nichols, her first video below, and just contact me. Let me know how things are going. Any questions you have for me. I think this will be fun, and I'm excited to get started. So I'll see you next time. Next time when we meet, we will be talking about affirmations. Thanks. See y'all.